I've been dating my girlfriend Ariana for 6 months now. We both work as freelancers and met on a gathering organized through a Facebook group last year. Initially, we just chat online about meaningless things, make small talk, that kind of thing. We clicked right away, and after months of just online chatting, we decided to meet up again. And then, soon after that, we moved in together. I had to change towns since she lived 1 hour away in a nearby city, but that was no problem for me, since I've been looking for an excuse to get away from my controlling parents' grasp anyway. At first, I was uncomfortable in her apartment and skeptical that she would change her mind once I moved in. But after a while, that fear faded, since none of my quirks or flaws seemed to bother her. After a while, I settled in and was able to feel more at home. Everything was going smoothly, and I couldn't have asked for a better girlfriend. She is loving, caring, understanding, smart, has a great sense of humor. You know, everything a typical person you love has. The reason why I refer to this in the past is because of something that happened today that I'm still having trouble wrapping my head around. It was around 3 p.m. I was finished with work and sitting on the couch playing Fallout 4 as my girlfriend was getting ready to go out grocery shopping. "I'll be back in around 1 hour, honey," she said and put on her glasses. "Please do the dishes and put the dirty clothes in the washing machine until I get back." "Yes, dear," I said jokingly and paused the game to kiss her. After about 20 minutes of killing radioactive cockroaches and doing errands for survivors of the wasteland, I decided it was time to get the tedious chores out of the way. I washed the bundle of dishes, heavily sighing for each new dirty plate that would, in my mind, magically appear in the sink. Then I went into my office to take all the dirty clothes out. I usually just throw my clothes on the floor or on the chair, which probably every procrastinator and lazy person knows about. Mine happens to be one of those bar-like stools with heaps of clothes threatening dangerously to fall aside at the slightest touch. But picking up that bundle was no problem. The real issue were the scattered shirts, socks, and pants on the floor. Frowning, I knelt down and started collecting the clothes. But as I leaned on the floor in the leftmost corner of the room in order to pick up a stray shirt, I felt something. One of the floorboards moved. Now, loose floorboards are a common thing around here. But this one didn't just move slightly ajar. It almost sent my hand plummeting down into the floor. "What the hell?" I gasped, quickly recovering and sweeping the shirt away from the crime scene. One of the floorboards was sticking upwards like a seesaw. With hesitation, I pulled it out, pulling a string of web along with it, revealing only blackness underneath. I leaned above to see if I can catch a glimpse of anything, but it was too dark. Using the flashlight from my phone to illuminate it, observing a square-shaped object inside. Almost immediately, I recognized it as an old box. With my curiosity getting the better of me, I started pulling the nearby boards out forcefully. Some of them were stuck firmly, and there was no way anyone would find the loose one unless they specifically stepped on it. Eventually, I managed to create a gap wide enough to observe the contents of the hole more clearly. It was indeed a shoebox, covered in thick layers of dust. I pulled it out, scraping my hands on the floorboards along the way. I blew the box, making a thick dust cloud appear in the room for an instant until it dispersed. What was this box doing here? Was my girlfriend hiding something from me? Maybe it was an old memento room childhood. The thoughts raced through my head, while almost feverish curiosity had a hold of me. I'm not one to hesitate too much when faced with situations like these, so without spending too much time thinking whether I'll regret opening it or not, I just pulled the lid off and threw it away, seeing with my peripheral vision that another cloud of dust rose from the impact. That must be some kind of mistake, I thought. My girlfriend never disappeared. Why? What I found in the box made my hands tremble, and my heart raced so fast that I could feel the pulse up to my throat. I'm not even sure how to begin describing it, so here's what I found among the heap of papers inside. The first thing that caught my eye on top was a birth certificate. Ariana's birth certificate. Nothing odd there, I thought, save for the fact that she's keeping it in a dusty old box beneath the floorboards. Then I looked at the next paper. It was a newspaper clipping. I couldn't see the date of the news, but what really horrified me was the news itself. It was an article about a girl who had disappeared, whose full name I will not disclose here. A 26-year-old girl named Ariana, my girlfriend's name. That must be some kind of mistake, I thought. My girlfriend never disappeared. Was it just a girl with the same name as her, So she just decided to keep the clipping because she thought it was a funny coincidence? I read through the article over and over, especially focusing on reading the name of the missing girl until I was sure I didn't read anything incorrectly. When I had had enough, I placed the paper away and looked through the rest of the contents. The next thing I found was an even stranger relic. It was an old ID card. My hands were trembling so hard that I almost dropped it when I looked at it. The name on the card said Jennifer, last name. But that's not what bothered me. What made my heart race even faster was the fact that the woman on the picture was my girlfriend's look-alike. She was more overweight than Ariana, and her hair was dyed red, in contrast to my girlfriend's blonde hair. But her facial features matched that of my girlfriend with uncanny similarity. There was also Jennifer's passport and some other legal documentation, which I didn't read out of panic that my girlfriend could come back any second. I hastily returned the contents back inside the box and into the hole, covering it with floorboards and using the dirty shirt to mop the dust from the floor. As soon as I was done, I bolted out of the apartment and sent my girlfriend a text that I had gone to the gym earlier, due to a meeting I have later. I knew that she would be able to tell that something was wrong if she saw me in that state upon returning, so I had to give myself time to recollect. And here I am, posting this right now, looking over my shoulder every couple of minutes, afraid I'll see my girlfriend standing behind me, demanding an explanation. I want to go to the police, but I'm not sure what to say. For all I know, they could just laugh at me and send me home. What I do know is that I can't go back into the apartment.